Representative, you said you consulted with the Illinois Attorney General on the constitutionality of this bill.
Yes.
How'd that work out on PICA? The Illinois Attorney General said that that was constitutional, and it's now been ruled unconstitutional. What kind of assurances do you have that this bill, if it becomes law, is constitutional? He was wrong the last time. Why do you think he's right this time?
If you have a question pertaining to the bill on the board, I'd be happy to answer it.
Well, it's about the constitutionality of this bill. You have referenced the Illinois Attorney General as an expert who has told you that this bill passes constitutional muster. He told us that the PICA bill passed constitutional muster as well, and it did not.
I have confidence in the countless hours of negotiations we have put in with law enforcement, state's attorneys, and advocates and families across the state.
Do you, I guess, Gray versus Jennings, are you familiar with that case?
No?
I suggest you look it up. It deals with this exact same event, taking a person's rights away without due process. You're on the trail of doing that. I know you say, well, they can come into court later and get their rights back, but you're taking their rights away without due process. That's already a precedent that's been set. This is, I think, will cast a shadow on this legislation. And once again, you're going to pass a bill and you're going to force the people who are affected by this law to pay an attorney to get their rights back, knowing that this already creates a situation that we should never create. When you talk about the firearms can be returned, when an order of protection is entered, you lose your FOID card. When you take someone's firearms the same time, and then this order of protection goes away 14 days later when they go back to court, and the person who claims that they were abused now changes their mind, doesn't show up to court, whatever the case may be, or it's found not to be sustained. How does that person get their firearms back? How do they get their Second Amendment rights back?
The process is outlined in the bill.
No, the process is that you've lost your FOID card, and now you have to go through an appeal process with the Illinois State Police to get your FOID card back, to get your guns back. This is...
Representative Holbrook yields 3 minutes.
Thank you. So what you've done is created an unconstitutional situation. I don't care for it. You talk about 48 hours can be extended to 96 hours to serve the search warrant and the order of protection. Did I hear that correctly?
That is correct. When we're working through the civil side through the Illinois Domestic Violence Act, there's also an additional 96 hours that law enforcement can petition for. So 48 plus 96 plus 96.
I want to make sure I heard you correctly, because the next thing you talked about was an emergency or critical nature of this request, that the abused individual goes to court and gets this order of protection. And yet we're allowing 48 hours up to 96 hours for this action to occur. What do you think is going to happen when the abuser finds out that their spouse has gone to court and is threatening to take their rights away, take their guns away? Why do we do that?
The EOP is under seal until the order is served, 1. 2, I want to address, you addressed access to firearms and the importance of the firearms. What we're trying to do here is thread a needle to save lives. Not only the lives of the petitioners and their families, but the lives of the law enforcement who will put themselves on the line to go get those guns. So we listen to their concerns.
I get your point. It's an emotional appeal. once you start to take someone's constitutional rights away, you have gone down a road that I don't think any of us should go down. I don't care if it's the Second Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the First Amendment. When you take someone's constitutional rights away, we say, I would rather free one guilty person than convicted an innocent person. This is the tenet of the rights that we have that are protected under this Constitution, God-given rights, not man's rights. And so if this is such a problem, and I admit that there are issues, why not just go to court and have the perpetrator arrested, file a complaint, and say that I've been abused, physically, mentally, emotionally abused? Why can't the person just go to law enforcement and have that individual, the perpetrator, arrested immediately to stop this domestic violence on the spot?
Is there a question there? I'm not sure what to respond to.
I think that's the
Representative
answer to the
Caulkins,
problem.
please bring your remarks to a close.
Thank you. To the bill.
Bill.
This bill is another, here we go again. We're going to take the rights away of the individual. We're going to spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars fighting this out. If we really, truly want to protect, and we do, I'm sure, the rights of an abused person, we want to protect that person, make it easy for them to go to court and file a complaint, go to law enforcement, file a complaint, and have the abuser arrested. Have them arrested immediately. Don't give them 48 hours or 96 hours to continue the abuse. That is not what's going to solve this problem. This is not a good bill. I understand the emotional appeal of it, but I urge you to vote no, please.